Okay, so someone said that everyone says Young was wrong. But no one gives a better theory for human behavior. I get it why his model like that, but I would think a more scientific approach would be better. So, this is my theory about human behavior. First things first, this isn't an easy theory about human behavior. This theory might change the definition of feelings and emotions a bit. This is just an approximation for human behavior. I won't talk about how neurons work as a cell or something like that. I will try to give the clearest statements that I can give. But if you can't understand them, be patient with me, the theory, and yourself. Thank you. First, you are in development. You are a child in your mother's uterus. This is basically the first when you have thoughts. You don't have too much effect on the world. You will feel pain and less pain. You can touch things and feel the touch and so on. Based on this, you already developed some feelings. At least you can feel pain and less pain. One of the many effects, you feel less pain when you get endorphin into your system. When your mother is happy, then you get more endorphin to your system. So, you can try to make your mother happy, and you can create patterns that makes your mother happy or not happy. So basically, with time, you will create that feeling of happiness yourself. Less pain in the moment can mean you happiness. You have your first emotion, and this is the only thing you can feel. And you get born. You will feel a really painful feeling as the air will fill your lungs, and that pain will stay with you. Now, you feel constantly higher pain than before, but you can't do anything about it. You have to accept that this is your new base level signal of pain you get. You have to process why did it happen, and does it cause you more pain or less to not do it? Well, if you don't want to breathe, that will cause you more pain than to breathe, so you learn that. Okay, your brain don't want to think about it constantly, how to breathe or is it painful or not to breathe. You will save that logical thing in your brain, as if you don't breathe, then you will feel pain. So breathing should make you happy. So now you can see how much information can be stored in only one emotion. You don't have to think about all the pain signals of your breathing, and you don't have to think about what happens if you don't breathe. This makes it easier to store. To store information, you can see how you solve math problems. 5 plus 1 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21. When you solve this, you add all the numbers together, you don't store the information of that process. You won't store 1 plus 5 equals 6 because the only information you need is 21. You made a sum of it, and that's the only information that you store of that problem. If you have a bigger math problem, you will only write these partial calculations and you try to simplify to achieve a more easier math problem. So, if you only add 21 plus 9 equals 30, it is easier to do if you don't use the first additions that I showed. Now you can understand you can't store every information in your head, and you can't use every information all at once in the original form. These simplifications will be the feelings that you feel, and that feelings will connect it to some logic in the world. You can see how feelings are made. How can you change them? So if a dog has bitten you, then you will have a fear of dogs. So now you have to find a better logic that leads to that conclusion. Why did the dog bite you? The first logic is that it was a dog, therefore I want to avoid dogs. They are unpredictable. Okay, this logic is valid. And you have to change one value in this logic to not fear dogs. Are they unpredictable? No. That dog was defending its territory, that caused it to attack me. So the conclusion will be, I will fear dogs that guard its territory. So you can change these emotions, you just have to change the logic in a way that is acceptable for you. I won't say it is easy, but it is possible. This is the thing psychology calls trauma. It will happen with every little thing, not just negative things. You can have a positive emotion about something caused by the same thing. For example, somebody has a nice face, more logical some will argue, but you will have some cognitive biases to that person. Because they are beautiful or he looks like someone you knew when you were young. I think I kind of answered the question about the subconscious. It is you, at least you created it. So I feel weird about you say it's a different thing. It is that thing when you use your memories to do your everyday behavior. Okay, now maybe you argue with that you remember the memory of the first day when you first went to school, but no. You reconstruct that school when you think based on the parts of your mind connected to the emotions that you probably felt that day. You won't remember the pencil sharpener that was on the table at the corner of the room or something. Did you see that it was there? Yes. But do you remember it was there? No. The easiest way for a programmer to see, you just use a computer in your head, and the pain and the no pain is a 0 and 1 signal. You can write functions which will be your emotions, and other functions which will be used the connection between the emotions and the 0 and 1 signals. And the goal will be, in the long run, to achieve the least pain possible. The long run can be the end of your life, or could include the afterlife too. This is kind of a long stretch. I know it is more complicated, but if you want to write a good code, you have to pay attention about the memory usage and the file size. So, the emotions are answered. This will be the end of the first topic of this model.